How's it going? I'm Jared Gillis. Welcome to another All About RVs. Today I wanted to share with you a handful of things that are worth getting from Home Depot or the hardware store to go in your RV, whether it's a modification, a DIY, a little accessory, or some supplies to help you work on the RV. These things are worthwhile to get from Home Depot to use in your RV. So I was just walking through the RV the other day and walking around it, and I realized just how many of the things we have done to the RV are just from a local store that you were able to go and get. So today is a list from Home Depot, and there's also some don'ts on the list too. There's some things that you shouldn't get at Home Depot to use on your RV. So let's get started with the list, and number one is an extremely functional shelf that we have used inside of the RV. We have one in the bathroom, and we have one in my closet. And it's these wire shelves held up by command hooks. So this is an extremely simple little project that you can do to add a little bit more storage inside of these cabinet space areas. You cut the wire shelf to the width that you need, you put the command strips in there, hang them on the wall, let them rest overnight before you load up that wire shelf, and you're able to store stuff on there. It has a little lip on there, so you can choose to put that lip up or the lip down. The lip up kind of helps hold things in there so they don't slide off while you're traveling. So it's kind of a handy little bonus feature built into those wire shelves. This is one of those modifications that I absolutely love and so glad that we did it. I would not hesitate to do it again because it's easy to put in and it's easy to remove too. If I wanted to get rid of it, I pull that wire shelf out, pull the command hooks out, and you don't even know that it was really in there. So you can change the height of it. So if you decide later that you wanted it lower or higher or you wanted a second one, you can adjust that because it's the command hooks. It's just easy to be able to undo it and reposition them where you needed to with a new set of adhesive strips. It's a great little modification to make more use of that area. The next thing on our list are storage totes. I like being able to see the size, so I'll measure the area that I'm trying to fill to make sure that the tote will fit and the stuff that's going to be going into it, and then you can actually go to the store and put your hands on it and see which one is going to be the right size. You don't always need a huge tote and you don't want to get one that's too small, so being able to kind of sift through them and see what they have is a great option. So finding the right tote to fit your area works just going to a local store. They also have some other totes where you can have tool storage in there where you can have drawers and it kind of locks into place. Kind of handy things. Some of those get spendy, but at least there's options out there for you for your situation. Number 3 on my list is having accessories for the water connection to the RV. So we like to have a Y when we're connecting at an RV park. That way, if we wanted to use a hose on the outside of the RV or around, we have that option with an additional shutoff on there. Number 2, you could also do a quick disconnect. I know a lot of people like going with something like this to where you can just quickly connect and disconnect different accessories on the RV for a water connection. So these things come in handy, but very effective. The next thing on our list is a faucet. You can swap out the faucets inside of the RV. They don't have to be an RV specific faucet that you go to an RV store and pick up. You can go to Lowe's, you can go to Home Depot, find a faucet that fits you and fits your style that you would like and your price point and install it. It's really not that difficult to install a faucet on an RV. It's much like doing it in a house. The shower valves are a little bit different than a normal house, so you have to get those RV specific, but the bathroom faucet and the kitchen faucet are typically very typical. The next thing on our list, RVers are addicted to, and it's Reflectex, or a similar type of thing to Reflectex. That's the name brand. But being able to put that in the windows or trying to keep the heat out or the cold out in a certain area works well using Reflectex. You can go there, get different sizes, cut them to your windows, use them in the vents, however you'd like to use them. RVers are addicted to this type of insulation. Probably because it's easy to use, it's easy to put up, easy to pull down, and it's not messy. It's not like some kind of a messy insulation that you're going to be using on the RV, and it's effective. One way people like to attach this is using magnets. So that's the next thing on our list, is just having these little neodymium magnets where you can put them around the RV for different things. I got these because I want to put them on the back of our remote for the AC. We didn't like the mount that it came with, so we have a spot where we're just going to slide it in, use these magnets so we don't have to worry about it falling while we're driving or having to relocate it, and these magnets are going to hold it in place. We even hold our little essential oil diffuser. We keep it on the counter. It's magnetized to that location, so we'll drive down the road and it stays right in place just using magnets. The next thing on our list is something you can build from Home Depot, and it's the neutral ground bond plug. So if you're using a generator and you have an EMS device on your RV, it's going to stop that power oftentimes because you don't have a bond between the neutral and the ground that usually comes from the main breaker panel. But you can use a plug like this where you tie the neutral and the ground together, and then you plug this into the generator, giving it that bond that it's looking for, and everything will work properly on your RV. So really inexpensive, really simple to make. Tie that neutral and ground together and plug it into your generator. Don't tie the hot side to the ground because that will cause problems. But wiring this up properly gives you a good little tool to be able to use your generator with your RV. This next one on our list comes with some do's and don'ts, some things that you should avoid, and it has to do with the large variety of caulking choices that you have at Home Depot. The one that I have liked and I've used in multiple situations, not on the roof, but on the walls or around windows or around trim pieces on the sides of the RV, is this Quad Clear Max OSI. This one has worked well, especially the Clear Max. I have looked around for this one specifically, and I don't buy the other ones now. I don't even like the silicones that are out there, 100% silicones. This has worked much, much better, far superior to those in my experience using it on the RV. This is kind of my go-to on the sides of the RV. The roof, I don't use anything from Home Depot on the roof. I've seen a lot of those sealants tried to be used on RVs, and they just don't hold up for very long, and they're not the right application. So I'll just go get the right stuff for the roof. Again, not at Home Depot. But that brings us to a small list of supplies that I don't mind picking up at a store like this, like foil tape. When you're working on the AC or you're cleaning it out or you're doing something with the ductwork, using that foil tape is absolutely the proper product that you should use in that situation. Foil tape is a great thing to use when you need it. Most RVs that we're seeing nowadays have PEX in them, so just going to Home Depot, getting some of these PEX fittings, the PEX clamps, the PEX tubing, all that is great just to be able to run to your store and be able to get that. All this stuff is great to be able to get at the local store. You can also pick it up. I'll put links down below if you just want to order it and have it sent to your house. I'll put links down in the description to everything that we talked about in this video today. Zip ties are another thing that you can get there that just seem to come in really handy all around the RV. I also use these little Velcro straps. I put those around my ratchet straps, so that way it's just nice and tidy. So when I grab a ratchet strap, it's just not all tangled and messy. Having a piece of Velcro around there to keep it tight is a nice thing to have. And one of the last things on our list is some pipe insulation. Those low point drains that hang out underneath the RV so that you can drain the water in cold situations are kind of a pain when you're using your RV in cold situations. It's kind of sticking that water pipe out there, just daring it to be frozen. So I actually put in some shutoff valves up inside that underbelly, and then I use that pipe that now doesn't have any water in it, but so that cold transfer doesn't happen, I covered that in some pipe insulation, and then I foamed that in. So it should be much better insulation job on those so that those pipes don't freeze in those cold situations where you're using the RV. It just makes it a little bit better in cold weather. We haven't had any issues since we did that. So that's my list of the things that I kind of walked around the RV and I saw that we got from Home Depot, Lowe's, those kind of hardware stores, and has worked and served the RV very well. So leave a comment down below of something that you picked up from a local store that wasn't an RV store that worked out really well for your RV. I'd love to see some of those ideas down below in the comments. So I think that's going to do it for today. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos about RVing or RVing accessories, hit that subscribe button down below. And if we don't see you on the road, hopefully we will see you next video.